with FeatherBear Designs. I'm going to be doing a tutorial start to finish on one of these cups, the glitter cups. What I'm going to be using is a 20 ounce Built brand stainless steel from Walmart. You can get these at Walmart, and I'm using one that's already been painted dark gray. It came that way, so I'm going to use that. I'm using dishwasher safe Mod Podge. I prefer using a paintbrush to apply my Mod Podge. I like it better than sponge brushes. The colors I'm using, because I'm going to be covering a couple different things in this video, are Copper from Recollections, Champagne from Recollections, Gold from Recollections, and this is Shell Pink from sparkleandsprinkle.com. So what I'm going to do on this particular cup is a ombre using all of the colors that I just showed you. And I'm also going to be applying these dried flowers. So let's get started. The first step is going to be the Mod Podge. Hope this isn't super awkward. Normally I would dump the Mod Podge into a bowl, but I'm at the bottom of my container, so I'm just going to dip my paintbrush right in. Let me see if I can adjust this to where you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and I'm just going to start painting that on in a thin layer. And I try to work this pretty quick because the Mod Podge starts to dry and then you don't get an even coverage. So try to just run your brush over this quickly and making sure that it's a thin coat. Like, you shouldn't see any ridges of the Mod Podge on there. If you see ridges of Mod Podge, you're going to see ridges in your glitter. It's not going to be an even application, and that epoxy doesn't fix that, guys. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna pause for a brief minute. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I went ahead and grabbed, if you've seen our videos on the multi-cup turner, you've seen, excuse me, that my husband did a modification on it so that I could take the pieces off. There's a football holding the cup so that I can hold on to them while I'm doing epoxy and Mod Podge and glitter, and then I can just stick them straight onto my turner when I'm ready. So if you haven't seen that already, go check that out because this is going to make things super easy. So I'm just going over, making sure I'm covering the whole cup with Mod Podge. And I do the bottom. I know not everyone does the bottom, but I prefer to do the bottom. I think that it gets a better seal on the epoxy and you don't risk having your seal break. So I just take it all the way down. Okay. I'm going to start off with, the Champagne from Recollections. And I'm literally going to just start dumping that on the bottom. Can you guys see what I'm doing here? On the first application of glitter, because chances are you're going to have to do more than one, you don't have to be too specific with where your colors are. You're going to go back with your other colors on the second layer, and that's when you're going to do your details. The next color I'm doing is Gold from Recollections. I'm putting that right above where I put the Champagne. Again, just dumping. Just to get that first coverage. Now I'm moving to, if I can open it, the Copper from Recollections. Doing that right above the Gold. And I dust from pretty far away so that I can get that blend on the colors so that I don't have any blocking on my colors. It's awkward, sorry. I need someone telling me that I'm not in frame. Okay, last color. And I don't want those mixing, so I'm getting a new paper. Is the Shell Pink from Sparkle and Sprinkle. I say their name wrong every time. That's gonna go right at the top. And I keep a stack of papers down on my craft desk. I got these oversized papers at Joann's on their clearance, actually. They're for printers, it's just printer copier paper. That way when I'm doing multiple colors of glitter, I can just move them out of the way and dump them back in the containers later. That way I'm not wasting time and letting my Mod Podge dry while I'm dumping each color back in. So I just go back later and dump all of my colors back into the containers they go into. Now what I would do with this at this point in time is I will go outside and I'm going to spray this glitter sealer on it so that I can go back in and do my second coat of glitter pretty quick without having a bunch of fallout. But typically what you want to do is wait at least an hour for your Mod Podge to set up and then move to the next step. This is going to be a pretty quick time lapse for you guys because I'm going to pause and pick back up at each step. So if you're making these at home, know that you need to wait at least an hour before you apply your second coat of glitter. Now, if you're in a really humid area, you may need to wait a little longer. If your base coat of Mod Podge doesn't dry before you add the second coat, it's like putting on 10 layers of nail polish and not letting them dry. It's going to peel right off. It's not going to stay. So this is where we're at so far, so you guys can see. And don't worry about this either. This is all the edges here where the Mod Podge dried before I got glitter on it. That'll all be touched up on the second layer. So I'm gonna do a brief pause and then I will be back to take up the next step with you guys.